Hi, this is Rudy, and I want to talk to you a bit about non-surgical snoring solutions that are available to you. Now, there are a ton of so-called snoring cures today. They range from the impossibly complicated to the suspiciously simple. Now, some of the best cures for snoring involve doing some rather simple, though strange things. It is important to note here, though, that there are many different things that cause snoring, each with a different remedy. So if you've tried one before and it didn't work, this doesn't mean that your snoring condition is untreatable. It may just be you chose the wrong method because you're treating the wrong thing. So let's talk about some of the options you have available to you. First one is really easy to do: adjusting your sleeping position. By simply shifting onto your side, you may find that you snore much less. This is because when you're on your back, your mouth tends to open, therefore allowing vibrations in the throat to occur and produce snoring sounds. Now, an anti-snore pillow can work wonders here because it forces you to sleep on your side, closing the jaw and preventing air from leaking out of the mouth, which can lead to vibrations, what we commonly call snoring. Next up, throat sprays. Now, these work by lubricating the back of the throat. This way, the vibrations that typically occur when your throat is dry don't have a chance to cause any snoring. Now, please note, this is not a recommended solution for daily use. Some of these sprays actually have undesirable side effects, especially after prolonged use. Next is one you're probably familiar with: nasal strips. These can work for people with nasal congestion. The simple adhesive strip works by simply grabbing the outer part of your nasal passage and pulling it up, hence opening the passage and making it easier to breathe. These strips don't work in all cases of nasal congestion, but for snoring, they are a better solution than using allergy medications or antihistamines, which can actually make the problem worse, which is something I mentioned in an earlier video. Next one is exercises. Now that probably looks like a spelling error, but bear with me for a second. There's a guy by the name of Christian Goodman from Iceland who uses a method that he's been having pretty impressive results with. He didn't come up with it himself. His wife is actually a classical vocal coach, and he was talking to her about it, and she ended up teaching him some techniques that helped him to open up the blocked airways, which had the wonderful side effect of curing his quote-unquote incurable snoring problem. Now, he's developed 24 techniques that rectify different snoring problems, and this is important. Different exercises for different problems. You may have 2 or 3 different problems causing you to snore, so fixing one wouldn't be enough. So he's shared this with quite a few people, and a lot of them have had some really encouraging results. He's even mentioned, he's very reluctant to mention that it can cure people having problems with sleep apnea, because he knows it's a very dangerous condition. But he has had instances of people he showed these techniques to who have sleep apnea and claim that it's been cured. So you can choose whether or not you want to take that kind of risk, but it's definitely something worth checking out. I'll leave a link to his information below this video. Next up is the snore ball. Now, by now you're probably thinking I'm making this stuff up, right? Nope. This is actually a relative newcomer to the anti-snore category, and it's called a snore ball. Really easy. It essentially is a ball that's attached to the back of your shirt that makes it uncomfortable to sleep on your back, which is a prime position for snoring, as I mentioned earlier. So it basically does the same thing that the snore pillow does, just in a different way. Now, what it'll do is force you into the habit of sleeping on your side or stomach. Now, you have a couple of options here. You can either buy the quote-unquote patent pending version, or you can simply make your own with a golf whittle ball, a clothespin, and a plastic cable tie. Now, it's much easier to show you than to try and describe to you on this little video here. So there's also a link below this video to a website that I found that shows you how to make a real easy one. Next up is the chin strap. Now, you won't get any points for looking sexy while you sleep, but this actually has been gaining popularity because it seems to work pretty well. They work by pushing the jaw forward, thereby preventing certain muscles from vibrating and causing you to snore. Also, it prevents your tongue from going back close to your throat, so it cuts down on the danger of choking as well. Next, the snoring mouthpiece. Now, wearing a mouthguard supports the soft tissue in the throat, and it keeps it from collapsing on itself, which is a common cause of snoring. They're typically inexpensive and comfortable enough to wear throughout the night. So as you can see, you have many options, and just so you know, I haven't mentioned all of them. In the next video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the surgical options you have for treating snoring. I'll mention briefly the potential risks and basically what to expect. So you can look out for that in my next video. This is Rudy, and thanks for watching.